Hi, welcome back if you've watched my previous videos before. Today I wanted to do a quick review of the transport, it's probably pronounced Allianz, we're going to call it Allianz, C-160R Transall. This is a plane that was originally released for Flight Simulator 2020, but it works well for me in 2024. And because this is a paid add-on, I figured I'd give a tour of what it looks like, what it can do, and if you're interested in purchasing it, you will at least have a better idea of what it can do. So, this only has one variant, but it has multiple skins for it. French Air Force, a skin from the Farewell Tour, Luftwaffe, Air France Cargo, 2 Red Cross options, South African Air Force, Turkish Air Force, or just a plain old white one if that's what you're looking for. You can set your fuel and payload just like you can in any other plane in Flight Simulator 2024. Now when we click back here, you'll see in my selection panel that this airplane has the MSFS 2020 tag. That means it was originally designed for 2020 and is not necessarily guaranteed to be backwards compatible. If you look through my list, I have a few other planes that are from 2020, like the XF-11, which is not very compatible, unfortunately. It flies very poorly. These DC design ones, which do fly reasonably, if you're into military aircraft, that is a very good one. And then the Britain Normans, which are absolutely terrible. And that, I think, is all of them. So either way, we have the airplane selected. Let's go ahead and just set our departure here. And then make sure we set our cells for daytime so you can actually see the plane. And let's pick some weather. Keep in mind, I have a mod that allows for a ton of different weather variation. It is very fun, but you do have to scroll through a lot. Perfect. Let's just pick clear. Let's go ahead and start this flight. We're not going anywhere in particular, we'll just do a quick loop. But hopefully that kind of gives an idea of what this looks like. While we're loading in, some of you will have heard this before. I fly with a Velocity 1 flight stick from Turtle Beach and a SciTac quadrant which controls my throttle, RPMs, and mixture. I don't use rudders, and as I have said before, if you want to fly using an Xbox controller, you totally can. It works. That's totally fine. So let's go ahead and get ourselves onto the tarmac here, and why don't we shut down the engines for a second. That way we can just do a little walk around the airplane. I really like this model. It's very clean. It's very detailed. It's very cool. Well, we're in here. Oh my goodness. Let's go ahead and stop the alarms from yelling at us, because that doesn't make anyone happy. The cockpit interior itself, it's very detailed. It looks very good. You can press pretty much every button that you see here. For example, we can turn on the flare system if we wanted to. You have a little GPS up here. You have a couple more buttons for your radio down there. And you also have this EFB here, which I think, let me go ahead and zoom in on it for a little bit. you can set some things like the covers, wheel chocks. You can set it into a quick state. This is really cool. I like this a lot. I wish more planes would have this. This will open doors, I bet. Let's go ahead and take a look on the outside here. It did indeed open all of the side doors. Let's go ahead and close those. And then these two should open the rear doors, but they're not responsive. Ooh. That adds additional weight. You can feel, you can see the plane falling down or sitting down. For now, let's keep it empty. Co-pilot. Oh no, no thank you. No. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of him. See if we can make the yoke disappear. Indeed we can. And the heads-up display. That is indeed a heads-up display. We're not going to use that though. We have our fuel. We have a map with a track function. That's very nice. An autopilot panel. And the flight time. This is my flight time. I've logged on this one. I enjoy flying this one, as is evident by my flight time. It's very nice that it keeps a persistent track of it, because most planes do not in Flight Simulator 24. It's a nice little touch that the window opens properly. Let's go ahead and get the engine going. Let's get these started up. Looks like the engine is almost started up. And for the curious soul, the flare system works. You're not going to see much on the ground. I'll see if I can pop that in the air. But you can trust me, it actually does work. Let's see how far along our engines are. I really like the little altitude display. Let me see if it wants to. Okay, perfect. All right. We're gonna go ahead and take off here. Let's go ahead and pull up our gear. And set our flaps. And once you're in the air, this thing is very, very smooth. It's very easy to fly. It's nice and quiet in the cockpit. I believe they said it had a ceiling of 27,000 feet. Let's go ahead and find out.
Dips 1-1 IT Papa Sierra Echo 1 Heavy. Leave my airspace. Frequency change approved. It's Heavy Tower. Dips 1-1 IT Papa Sierra Echo 1-8 Heavy. Frequency change.
Ah, yes, the flare button. It's, There we go. Honestly, I would have way too much fun just pressing the flare button all day long. The upside too is that if you run out of flares, because you saw the counter going down, you can reload them. Isn't that nice? Let's go ahead and keep this one on the map. Now there is one downside to this airplane, is that in free flight, it's a lot of fun. You can fly anywhere you like. We're going to go ahead and drop some altitude here. But you cannot use this airplane for career mode, which is a shame because this would be an ideal airplane to use, for example, for heavy cargo flights in career mode for people who aren't necessarily interested in flying like the Beluga or, you know, a 737 configured for cargo, what have you. People are more into, you know, seeing the propeller out the window. I think it's a very fun plane. We'll see if we can go ahead and set it down. Is Entebbe International, full stop landing, and I think we took off from 35.
Dips 1-1 IT Papa Sierra Echo 1-8 Heavy is 13 miles northeast, 4,900 feet, with Kilo to land. Dips 1-1 IT Papa Sierra Echo 1-8 Heavy, Entebbe Tower, QNH 1021, enter left base runway 17. Enter left base runway 17, dips 1-1 IT Papa, Sierra Echo 1-8 Heavy. Entebbe Tower, dips 1-1 IT Papa, Sierra Echo 1-8 Heavy.
Let's go ahead and zoom in here. Whoop. We can just set a direct to. I should probably not crash and pull up a little bit so that I don't drop the airplane into Entebbe. because I'm 9 out. We'll go ahead and keep a little bit to the right, and we'll just make a short landing of it. Overall, I really enjoy this plane. It is very responsive, it flies very well, you can fly very far on a single tank. In the future, I definitely do hope that they add the option to also do career mode with it. It already has most of the options inside of the EFB to add cargo. So being able to actually fly cargo missions would be a lot of fun. We're gonna have to hang right here because we're gonna come in way too hot. Are fairly close to the ground. The airport should be over there. This way you get to see it from the outside. I'm just gonna drop the speed a little bit here because this is gonna be a very short approach. I am not coming in at the right angle at all. Let's go ahead and emergency drop those. We are at an angle. Whoever's in this airplane is getting jostled, but it's a small price to pay. We can go a little bit left. And that's going to be a very sharp turn to go in, but it's fine. It's just me. And quite honestly, what is the worst that could happen here? If we give it enough reverse thrust, we can probably be okay on this landing. Or at least on the right runway, so that's good enough for me. And we are a little early here. Look at that. I'm fairly sure that's the shortest landing I've ever seen in my life. That's pretty good. Yeah, real pilots don't fly like that. But yeah, this is a plane that I really like. There's definitely room for improvements in the future, especially if it can be updated for Flight Sim 24. I think a lot of people would enjoy flying this. But even as it stands, the current version is a lot of fun to fly in free flight. And if you're interested in flying this kind of plane, then by all means, this is the one for you. I hope that helps. I hope that gives you an impression of what this can do, even though it wasn't designed for 24. It does work really well. And if you do have any questions about the plane, don't hesitate to leave those in the comments. Well, thank you for watching, and have a great day.